This is Danny Alcarez and Manuel Martinez of M&M Records presenting The Talent Show. Watch us live at kcaaradio.com or tune in to 10:50 a.m. on your radio dial every Sunday from 6 to 9. You got talent? Be on our show. Sign up at our website, The Talent Show, kcaa.com, or call 909-333-9169. Playing all your favorite hits. We got Boogie Brown putting it down and Randy G hooking it up. Follow request line 888-909-1050 or 909-888-5222. Every Sunday, 6 to 9. Oh yeah, it's showtime. This is Boogie Brown, my man Randy G, Emmanuel Martinez, Danny Alcarez. We are in the house, and today we are only with you for an hour, but we got very special guests. The legend Jimmy Espinoza from the Midniters is joining us. He'll be sitting in with us. We're going to be playing some of his songs. We're going to be giving out tickets to see the Midniters at Cuban Pete's, The Hop in Lakewood. And we're going to get it started with my man Randy G busting it out. Some music. Let's do it.
Thank you, Little Dickie. Sad girl, you look so sad. Did he break your heart? Gee, that's too bad. I guess now you see how love can be. Sad girl, forget that guy. Come on and smile now. Please won't you try? Get a hold of yourself. Come on and find someone else. Open up your heart, girl. Make a set or make a brand new start. Please won't you try? Just go out and find yourself another guy. Sad girl, you just hold your head high. Things are really gonna change, I know, yeah, as time goes by, because that's the way love goes. Why don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody's somebody's fool. You're no exception to the rule. So say you do, pretty baby. Yeah, yeah. Everybody had a good day. Yeah, your day is gonna come. I know when you'll find a love that's so true. One love, baby, yeah, yeah. One love that's meant for you. Whoa, just you. I know I need someone. Someone to hold each night. Someone to squeeze real, real tight. Darling, can that someone be you? I know I need someone. Someone to love each day. Even though dark clouds come our way, darling, can that someone be you? Oh, I really need to know. I don't know what it was that got me this way. Maybe it's because you're so sweet and kind. Or maybe it was a night I held you so tight. Or it could be my heart knows more than it knows I need someone to hold each night, someone to squeeze real tight. Darling, can that someone be you?
Mr. Espinoza, I wanted to ask you about.
You call me Jimmy.
Jimmy, I wanted to ask you about the history of the Midniters and how you guys got together, how you guys formed the group, the Midniters.
Yeah, a lot of people ask us that question, but basically, just to give you a quick rundown, we were all musicians in East Los Angeles in the area, around Roosevelt, Garfield, Cathedral.
If you don't mind me asking, Roosevelt or Garfield?
What was that?
What high school you went to?
I'm not saying anything, brother. You guys are all my
Because you know the big rival right there in football, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, they all used to come to listen to the Midniters dance, and I would keep the peace. I'm a peace officer.
There it is there. I like that right there. And so who were you guys inspired by, Mr. Jimmy?
Well, that's the musical director from Salesian High School. His name was William Taggart. He was a wonderful genius band leader, his school band, and he had a wonderful program, and a lot of the guys were enrolled in his program at Salesian High School. Over at Garfield, they had Mr. Maturina, who was also a wonderful band director. So East LA was experiencing two wonderful musical gifted instructors when we were all growing up. We were just kids, 14, 15 years old. Over by Roosevelt, it was Bill Taggart. Over by Garfield, it was Mr. Maturina. And they produced Los Lobos went to Garfield.
Right.
A lot of great cats, a lot of great salsa guys went to Garfield. So on that side of town, they were building their scene. On our side of town, even though it was not that far geographically,
Right.
We were experiencing our own renaissance. Those two major teachers were foundational to the East LA sound.
Wow, that's incredible right there. That's information out there, people. If you did not know, now you know. And Mr. Espinoza, I'm sorry, I just was brought up that way to be respectful. Jimmy, I know that Kcaa called you guys the best band he's ever heard back in when he first experienced you guys, and that says a lot. Kcaa is a well-respected DJ all around the world, and he's come across a lot of different bands, and for him to say that about the Midniters, that makes me proud, because I know you guys are Chicano Mexicano, you know what I mean, and to get that kind of praise from a DJ like him, you know what I mean, it's kind of like, well, sometimes when you're Chicano, you back your people, and just knowing that he said that about the Midniters, music that I grew up with, music that I listened to, it made me feel proud, bro.
Absolutely. Well, see, the thing about that was Kcaa, we met him in 1965. Now, really, and I'm going to give you guys a historical lesson. The Chicano movement didn't start till 68, 67, after the war. Okay? From 65 through 67, we were just entertainers.
Right.
Chris Montez Hey baby, won't you take a chance? Let's dance. I know all my own song bites too, so don't worry about that. And then we had Richie Valens.
Right.
And then we had the Blundells. We had the Romancers. Farmer John. Farmer John, I'm in love with your daughter. Whoa, whoa. Right? We had those guys. Louie, Richard Berry, not the
Right.
Kingsmen. It was a black cat that did it.
Right.
Don't. No. Anyway, I'm giving you history. So that music was like the background for like the Midniters, along with those big band directors giving us the jazz kind of influence that formed that kind of a sound, and we became the Midniters, influenced by so many different influences. Stan Kenton, Tommy Jimmy Dorsey, Frank Sinatra, Johnny Mathis, then of course Willie Garcia, our lead singer, original lead singer, brought in a lot of the black influence because he lived over on 49th and he lived in Compton.
Willie G.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he brought in McKinley Mitchell, Jerry Butler, all the wonderful.
Jerry
black-
Butler's bad dude.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
So when we got together, it was like a shake and bake.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of difference, a little bit of this, a little bit of, and that's what gave us a full, well-rounded sound. Myself and the guitar player Roy Marquez and the drummer Danny Lamont, we liked the Beatles also. So
Yeah.
we had the surf kind of rock
Yeah,
influence.
yeah.
We had a lot of influence there.
Yeah, I saw that you guys were one of the first rock bands to ever play the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
They had a big concert. I guess it was like the first rock concert to be played at the Rose.
38,000 people.
Yeah.
38,000 people, and there were the Midniters.
And name some of the other bands that were there that joined you guys that day.
Let's see, Herman and the Hermits. Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. Right?
Yeah.
I'm, and under the eighth I am, and under
Yeah,
the eighth
yeah.
I am. I know that kind.
Yeah.
Herman and the Hermits, the Bobby Fuller Four, the Lovin' Spoonful. Remember little John Sebastian? Was it, do you believe in magic?
Yeah. Do you believe in magic? Yeah.
And,
I remember that.
And
They do a lot of commercials with that song now.
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And the Bobby Fuller Four and the Turtles.
The Turtles, yeah. You
And-
know what? I want to say, over air, I told you back there, you know what I mean? And I told you, I think before when I met you, it's just an honor, man, to have you here. You know what I mean? It's to have one of the Latin legends. You know what I mean? But not just. I'm the type of person that I embrace our Chicano, Latino, Mexicano roots and all that. But music to me is universal. You know what I mean? And to be able to just have you here and knowing that you're just not just a legend with our people and a Latin legend, but you're a legend in music in general. You know what I mean? To me, I that's how I see it, bro.
That is correct. Because myself personally, as a musician, I've studied with all the best teachers. I studied bass with the late great Ray Brown, who was the #1 jazz bassist.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied with Ralph Pena, who worked with Stan Kenton. I studied with Carol Kcaa, who was #1 studio Fender bass player of the '60s.
Right.
My voice teacher, Ernesto Nadasi, was a teacher at La Scala over in Milano. So I'm double, triple credentialed. But with the Midniters, that has its own life, so I don't tell people about all my other stuff. And I
right.
do a lot of stuff in Hollywood as a writer, and I manage and produce a lot of other groups in other states. And
Yeah, being that you said that, there's a group out, and I think I've told you about them, Gabriela or Gabrielo, and I forgot the lady's name, but they play Spanish style guitar. Have you ever heard of them?
They've traveled all around the world.
Yeah.
They picked up a little bit of every country that they've been to. They've picked up a little bit, and they've actually been able to mesh it together. And their sound is something just extraordinary.
Like they
it's
play-
completely different. Yeah.
They play like a lot of. It's just all guitar. You know what
like
I
the
mean?
Gypsy Kings.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the music nowadays?
Oh, there's so many talented people out there. There's so many talented people. What I think about it, I think it's great. In any category, from country western, I just watched the Country Western Music Awards, and Carrie Underwood, what's her name?
Yeah, yeah.
I love her stuff. I love the other guys. They were doing kind of blues southern rock. I mean, I really liked it.
Yeah, that bluegrass.
Lady Gaga, I think she's a genius. I love the fashion. See, it's all about having fun and identifying, styles and music and the times. And I see it happening now. And contemporary music is just as important as the old school.
Right.
Because that's where they're at today. And a lot of the stuff they drew from our time.
Right.
What's that guy's name? The young James Brown. I think he's Puerto Rican singer, but
Miguel?
huh?
Miguel?
No, Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yes.
Bruno
Yeah.
Mars. I saw him. I said, "There's James Brown all over
Yeah.
again, man."
Yeah.
With the
Yeah,
horns
with the hair and everything.
Yeah, I loved
Yeah.
him. I love Bruno Mars, and
Yeah.
so there's a lot of great cats out there.
Yeah.
But they're in all age groups. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You got any new projects that you're working on?
Yeah. Do we have any of the music queued up yet?
Yeah. Yeah, we got
Pretty soon. Okay, I just want to overtalk.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I have a couple of new Midnighter CDs in the works, and I have about 4 releases planned. I don't know which one's going to go first. We might be doing an oldie cover again of what we did before, and then there's some new music that I wrote, a little bit more rock and roll blues.
Right.
Might get Caesar from Los Lobos involved in that, and some of those guys.
Nice.
We're branching out.
That's
Branching
good.
out.
That's a good thing.
Also, I'm going to be producing a CD of East LA's best singers, because I'm a voice teacher, so there's certain cats that I like. So I'm putting together something like that, so that I could utilize all the things I've trained for,
Right.
and come up with a lot of product.
Man, that's a good thing. You know, with
Before
the
I go
talent
to
show,
rock and roll heaven.
That's right. That's right. With the talent show, we bring on a lot of up and coming artists, and we've had a lot of artists that man, it's amazing to see. You know how some of these, Chicanos, Latinas, and they're singing. Like last week, we had a little girl here who was like 8 years old, 9 years old, and man, she was just killing it in English and in Spanish. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Yeah, and then
Oh, yeah,
Very
yeah.
talented.
yeah. And then we also have a lot of them that come in and they're playing their, guitars live here and they're singing right along. And, that right there, man, is just, what the show is all about. You know what I mean? And like I said, to have you here and they like it because, we have a legend like yourself on the show, and then they come on and they're able to say that they are, been part of the show, and we appreciate them coming through too. So we open the door to everybody out there, anybody up and coming artist, anybody who's doing the music. Come on through, man. Get a hold of us. You know what I mean? Get a hold of either Randy, myself on the Facebook, any one of us, man. You can find us out there, and we'll bring you in, man, and showcase your music. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into a little bit of the music, the new music or the old stuff.
Some of
either
the old
or
school stuff, yeah.
Yeah, let's get into some of that old school stuff right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Espinoza of the Midniters.
It gets so lonely till I have to cry. I told my mother why I was through. I told her just what I was gonna do. If I live one more year, I'm packing right back. Get away from here. The town I live in is so lonely till I have to cry. But I've got to shame and tell her that I cry. 'Cause I want my baby, if you see her, come on home. I will tell you that I love her. If Tell her that I was wrong. Tell her that don't make me dream all alone. No. If you see her, tell her for me. If you see her, tell her that I love her. Tell her that I need her. Tell her that I'm waiting right here for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I cry, with tears.
I want to welcome everybody out there from Riverside, Loma Linda, San Bernardino. This is Kcaa 1050, the station that leaves no listener behind. The Talent Show, Manuel Martinez, Danny Alcarez, Eminem Records, Randy G right here, and my man Jimmy Espinoza. What's going on, brother?
All right, man. Back here for the second quarter.
Second quarter, that's right. Hey, you a sports fan?
No, but I like the language. I wear a lot of golf visors and
Right.
and funny enough, the Rose Bowl, I live by there, so I walk the Rose Bowl every day. It's a 3-mile walk.
Oh yeah.
And I got my cool, Brookside visor.
Yeah.
As you play golf, I said no, but I dig the visors. Looks cool.
Hey, they just remodeled that place, didn't they? The Rose Bowl.
That's a nice place.
Yeah. I haven't seen a concert there yet. I want to go see it. I seen also too. You guys play certain venues in Lawson. You guys played the Hollywood Bowl before.
Yeah, we did the Hollywood Bowl. We were one of the first Chicano rock bands to play the Hollywood Bowl.
Awesome.
And in fact, we're in their museum. If you
Is
go to
that
the
right?
Hollywood Bowl Museum, they have us in the museum. We're also in the Grammy Museum too. There's a lot of our stuff in the Grammy Museum.
Man,
We're
that's
getting
awesome.
a lot of national and international recognition now that people realize what they had and what they have in East Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into higher the politicalization of the Chicano music sound. That
Right.
only came from East LA. Didn't come from no place else.
What do you think about? We were talking about this a few weeks back in Japan. A lot of the kids out there, them are embracing our culture with the lowriders, even dressing like us. They even have a lowrider magazine all in Japanese out there.
Yes, we're going to be touring there. There's a gentleman named Shin who used to book Bobby Espinoza and El Chicano all the time, and Bobby, God rest his soul, had told me about Shin, and I met him in this last year. So we're talking about taking the show and going to Japan.
That's good.
And I saw all those wonderful pictures, the lowriders.
Yeah. Ain't it a trip?
So take one of those little blondie chinas, you know what I'm saying?
You and me both, bro.
Not a china, wait, Jap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Politically correct. Oh,
She
yeah.
looks like Juicy Lucy. Okay.
So let me ask you, what is your favorite song to sing out of all the hits you guys done?
Wow, that's a hard one. That's a real hard one because, of course, that's all because it's such a signature song.
Yeah. I like the way the horn comes in on that one.
I think that's all. I would have to say that's all because it reached everybody,
Yeah.
not just the Chicano community. Kcaa used to play it all the time.
Yeah.
Huggy Boy used it as his closing song on K-Earth in the last years of his life. I think it's because it reached so many people. That's all. I would have to say. I mean, I like Whittier Boulevard because it identified our area.
Right.
Nobody had done it, but that's all as far as a broad appeal.
Yeah.
A lot of the elder, my mother and my father and grandfathers, they loved it. They were proud of us because we did a nice ballad.
That's a cold cut right there,
Yeah.
man. That's what that song right there is perfect for like weddings, It's a good love song. It's a good thing.
They
for
also used it in the Wedding Singer.
Oh, is that? Oh, they did, huh?
Yes.
That's right. The guy was singing it.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? I remember watching it. And I was saying, "Hey, that's the Midniters right there."
And
that
you know
guy's
what?
singing.
People think we wrote the song. We did not write that song.
Is that right?
Brant B. Haynes wrote the song. And one of the things about the Midniters, the talent that we had and have, is the ability to interpret, take somebody else's song and make it ours. And have it become more popular than the original version. That seems to be something that we were.
You know what?
blessed with.
That's the music's made to be recycled. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You've heard of Sade before, right?
Yes.
She's said that plenty of times about how music is, because I guess somebody had asked her about a certain hip hop group using one of her songs, and they're saying, "Oh, how dare they?" Right? But she was like, "No, that's cool because music is made to be recycled." You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely, because they're reinterpreting maybe just a little bit of a memory, but they
Right.
want to hear their low bass beat and
Yeah.
cruising, and hey, what's wrong with that?
That's right. That's right. So, man, I just so many questions I want to ask you, man. How did you guys come up with the town I live in? You know what I mean? That right there, that's one of my like all-time classic like favorite. Pobrecito song when I was like a teenager. I used to play it like, when I
Pobrecito song,
break
like
up when I was broken up with a girlfriend or whatever, I'd be all down on myself and I'd play that. You know what I mean? The town I live in, because that song's deep, man.
It's a tearjerker.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
it
I
is.
know that's another song too by another artist, right?
McKinley Mitchell.
Yeah, and he sings it. He sings it good too.
He does a nice job.
Yeah.
He does a wonderful job.
Yeah.
We took the song because of the same reason, the sentiments of the lyrics.
Right.
Willie identified with that. Probably when he'd be cruising up and down in Huntington Park or wherever. And, I never asked him what gave him the inspiration, but he was the one who brought that into the band. "Giving Up on Love" was a Jerry Butler song.
Yeah.
"Sad Girl," Jay Wiggins. But "Town I Live In," I'd have to say "Town I Live In" would be my second favorite, because it's considered now the national anthem of East Los Angeles.
Yeah. I'm
The
telling
Town
you,
I
that
Live In.
song
Everybody
is
said
cold.
the town. In fact, on the T-shirts we put "Town I Live In" first before
Yeah.
we'll put that song. Right?
Yeah, I got one of those shirts.
Because everybody says, "This is the town I live in, East Los." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the black shirts with the gold writing.
Yes.
Yeah, I got one. That's right. Another song is one of my favorites is "Making Ends Meet."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad jam right there.
That was written predominantly by Mr. Willie G. And
So that's an original.
that's an original song.
Wow.
See,
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
right
we
there.
started writing our songs. Second album, our manager said, "You guys got to start writing your own tunes." So we
Right.
did, and we did something right.
I actually was walking in humming the song. Dun-dun-dun,
Oh, "Give It Up on Love."
dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I was just thinking about that song when I was walking in here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bad jam too. That's one of my uncle Junior's favorite songs right there. We would sit back and burn wood in his backyard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just start, singing it all off key. You know what I mean?
But you were singing it, though.
Oh yeah,
You were
We're
singing
having
it.
fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And Dreaming Casually. Tell me about that one.
"Dreaming Casually" was also predominantly written by Willie G. Of course, the band had input
Right.
in the instrumentation. The song by itself, with a keyboard, stands on its own because of the lyrical content and the beautiful rendition of Willie's voice. So Willie is like fine wine.
Right. Right.
So Willie, if you're out there, I love you, brother.
Hey, Willie G, come on through, brother. And you have a new guy that's singing for you. We had him over here a few months ago?
Yeah.
About 3
Yeah,
months ago.
Greg
Yeah.
Espinoza.
Yeah, Greg Esparza.
Greg
Yeah,
Esparza.
Greg Esparza's been doing a wonderful job. He's been with me for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Willie G does a concert with us once a year, maybe twice a year, kind of a reunion concert.
Yeah.
Greg's been playing football with us for the last 4 or 5 years, quarterback. He's doing a wonderful job
Yeah, he's bad.
of interpreting the catalog.
Right.
I've had a lot of different singers. I run the band. I'm the leader of the band. And I'm also the voice coach. I want to make sure everybody does the catalog the way it's supposed to be done.
Right.
So I get a guy come in and a character actor,
Yeah.
and I said, no, you're not a character actor. I want you to, here's parameters, and I want you to pour your soul into this.
There it is.
You know, and if some of your soul, you know, blends over on some of the lines, it's cool.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go too far out. You know,
Yeah.
don't go there start singing like Bugs Bunny. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we got. Can we get That's All
Yeah.
queued up?
Which
Which one? That's All.
Bugs Bunny.
It should be like track 10 or 9 on one of those right there.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, that song right there, man. Like I said, it's a great wedding song. It's a great lover's song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
And Larry
horns-
Rendon,
yeah.
Larry Rendon does a wonderful job on the solo,
Yeah.
saxophone solo.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he'll be there on Friday, January 11th at Cuban Pete's.
Oh, will he?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool right there. Let's get into
go ahead
that.
and get
That's
into
all right there.
I can only give you love that lasts forever, and a promise to be near each time you call. And the only heart I own is for you and you alone. That's all. That's all. I can only give you country walks in springtime, and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and a love whose burning light will warm the winter's night. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time can never destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. Say it's me that you'll adore, for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. Getting kind of lazy and I feel
Classics right there from the Midniters right here on KCAA.
I don't think we
yeah.
can play a bad song from the Midniters.
Oh no, I don't think so either.
Everything
I
is
don't
all
think so
good.
either.
So, you
Tell
know
us
what I mean?
about that one we just heard right there.
That is called "It'll Never Be Over for Me." It was originally done by Baby Washington, and again we took it inside and put it in the Midnighter think tank.
The think
And
tank.
we came out with our own version. If you listen to, there's a mandolin kind of a vibe going. Our lead guitar player, George Dominguez, his dad used to play mandolin in a cumbia band.
Yeah.
And in Huntington Park, so he borrowed the mandolin and learned how to do that. We
Well,
added up.
you know, a lot of Chicanos, Mexicanos, how they get started with rock bands and stuff like that is through their parents, because they're playing like with either with mariachis
Yes.
or with like a cumbia band.
Yes.
And is that how some of you guys got started? Well, I know he did, but with the rest of the band members?
Yeah, because of going to the quinceañeras and growing up in East Los Angeles, there was a lot of other music that was there before we picked up an instrument.
Right.
So yes.
Lalo Guerrero.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lalo Guerrero. Yeah, I used to go see him quite a bit. He was
Yeah.
right there on Brooklyn when it was called Brooklyn Avenue.
Yeah.
Before it was Cesar Chavez.
Cesar Chavez Ravine, which is now Dodger Stadium.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Mark Guerrero, his son, who's also he's a Chicano archivist. He's real familiar with it. You should have Mark on the show one time.
Oh, we'll try to get him.
Mark Guerrero, I'll
For
call
sure.
him, hook you guys up.
Yeah.
He's a wealth of information about East LA and East LA sound.
That's good, man. We got that queued up?
We got it queued
Let's
up,
get
man.
into it, man. Let's get into it. There we go.
That's all.
That's all right here. The Midniters.
That's the right one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Espinoza live in studio with us.
If you want to mention anything about the
Oh, man. Love that, man. I love it.
Now this one, you hear those horn arrangements.
Oh, yeah.
This is what made the band different than any other band.
Yeah.
We had horns before Chicago was even Chicago.
Right.
Before Blood, Sweat, and Tears
Before
were Blood, Sweat,
Tower
and
of Power.
Tears. Before Tower of Power.
Stone City Band. They
The
use a lot of
Midniters,
horns.
man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't invent that, but we were one of the first groups to use it in rock and roll and R&B.
I was reading in
Outside of
in,
James Brown, of course.
Right. I was reading in your bio,
booklet.
your booklet right there, and it was saying that that you guys were one of the first groups to integrate horns with rock and roll.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
and you know what? It
As
sounds
a matter
like
of fact, yes.
it's like a trend. It's like you guys set the whole thing off. You know what I mean? Because after that, like you said, all these other bands started using it,
That-
and now it's even till today they still do it.
That's historically correct. As a matter of fact, at Cal State over in L.A., Cal State L.A., there was a club called Itchy Foot Moose in Chicago. Chicago used to play there, the Chicago Transit Authority. That's what they're called before.
Yeah.
And we used to go see them. And they knew the band. And later on, when they started recording, some friends of my producers, because I was always hobnobbing around Hollywood as a
Right.
producer when we had our first hit record. And I got into the loop right away as a businessman. And they said, "Yeah, man, we were at Chicago's apartment. They have your Midnight, a couple of your albums there, man."
Oh yeah, they're
I
doing
know,
their
really.
homework.
I said, "Don't thank you. That's an honor because
Yeah.
Chicago. I mean, they went
Yeah.
worldwide, and,
Yeah.
and so it's good to be acknowledged for that. And it's true. We did have that. We had Romeo Prado, trombone player, who passed away in 2006, and Larry Rendon, our tenor saxophone player, who played on That's All. Their favorite duo was the Jazz Crusaders. Wayne Henderson was the trombone player, and Wilton Felder was the horn player.
Yeah.
So they had a good duo going just as bros.
Right.
And then we just expanded it when we got Bobby Loya in on the trumpet and gave it that real full brass sound.
Yeah, the brasses, man. To me, that's a good instrument to integrate with the music right there. To me, it makes it just pop out, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I like going to secondhand stores and finding old vinyl.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And playing it, listening to it, because that's like true sound with the popcorn in it. You know what I mean? The little crackles, right? And one of the albums that I pick up is Herb Albert and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tijuana Brass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I just
As
sit
a ma-
back and listen.
As a matter of fact, Herb Albert influenced us in this way. We formed our own record company, Whittier Records. That's another thing. We were the first group to form our own record company.
Wow.
For us, for Chicanos.
Right, right.
Whittier Records was a combination of the Midniters with our manager. Tormid Music, that's our publishing company, a combination of Midniters and Eddie Torres, our old manager.
Right.
Herb Albert was our kind of a blueprint when he did A&M Records, Albert and Moss.
Right.
Herb Albert was the artist, and Jerry Moss was his Jewish attorney. And
Yeah.
together they made history. So we followed along those same guidelines when we formed Whittier Records. I was always the guy. We were talking about reading. Oh, incidentally, kids read books.
Oh, yeah.
Kids read books. I'll say it again. Kids read books. if you read books, you will be successful in this country. Okay?
Oh yeah, all
Okay.
day.
All right, how to say that? Okay, so I was the guy who always read books, and so I ended up doing all the contracts. I did all the negotiations at Local 47. I did all the litigation. I became a paralegal to get our catalog back after our catalog got into the wrong hands.
You know what? That's a big problem in music, right there.
Yes.
You know what I mean, a lot of people get swindled out of their original music.
A lot
you
of
know
the
what I mean?
60s groups did, not just the
Yeah.
brown groups, black
Yeah.
groups, white
Oh,
groups.
yeah.
There were a lot of unscrupulous managers. So you needed to really, if you didn't have a good, honest manager, you needed a good attorney. You needed the machine.
Yeah,
Had to be a machine behind it.
that's right.
And I was fortunate enough to do a lot of that work, and it's why I have what I have today. We own all our own masters. We own all our own publishing.
That's
we own
awesome.
all our own licensing. I have everything. It's all belongs to the families.
And you know
Yay!
what? That's what it's all about too. Because we're, right here on the Talent Show, we invite all these up and coming artists and everything. But take note from my
Exactly.
man Jimmy
That's
Espinoza right here, man. Take note.
Take note.
Own your own masters. Own your own publishing. Get all your stuff. You know, try not to give your stuff away because you want to be able to leave that to your families.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
and you don't have to. You don't need a record company these days. Hook up with these guys, like these guys here. There's Facebook. There is iTunes. There's CD Baby. You can actually do your own stuff, and you don't want to print out a lot. You just print enough. Start making your buds and start building and building and building and building.
Yeah. You can go online and go to the U.S. government, copyright your own stuff to yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we were talking a little bit too about the movement. That you guys were one of the first groups doing stuff before the Chicano movement. And you guys have a song that I like a lot, Chicano Power. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, being artists, the artists always reflect what's going on in the times. And we tell stories in music,
Right.
reflecting what's happening in our personal lives, but sometimes sociological. So that was happening, and our manager said, hey, we need to respond to this. So we went in, and Romeo Prado was probably the key solo writer who wrote Chicano Power. And then, of course, the whole band adds their stuff to it.
Right.
Really, the Midniters as a group, as a band, was responsible for the whole sound, and each person contributed a little bit more when we put the names on it.
Yeah.
Like Willie when he did Dreaming Casually.
And that's awesome that
He
you
did,
say that.
He did
man.
about 70%. But the song stands on its own if he just played piano.
Right.
But you got the Midnighter horn section, the bass section, the team that gives it its flavor. Shaq O'Neal can't win basketball games without the other players.
That's right. That's right. You know what? I hear so many times a certain member of a band saying, well, if it wasn't for me, or if it wasn't for my influence or whatever. But it's so awesome to hear you say that. You involve all your brothers from the Midniters, saying it wouldn't have been what it is without all of us. Every single one of them.
That's
You know what I
exactly
mean?
that's exactly right. And I'm a hard hat when it comes to that as a band leader now. Remember, I told you, you
Yeah.
remind me of a guy from New York. I run my band like a New York Puerto Rican.
Right.
Okay, you come, you know your stuff, no attitude. I want to see your heart in those songs,
Man,
or get off
that's
my
sweet.
stage,
That's right. That's
because
right.
these people came to listen to. See, we're not legends, people. You might think that we're legacy.
Yeah.
I want a legacy is somebody who gives.
Right.
A legend, cool. Ah, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, great. But I'd rather be known as a legacy, because that's really what we are. And I always say this: I'm on Facebook, so you guys can go Jimmy Espinoza Facebook, friend me, and I'll say yes. Why? Because my Facebook page is for the people that love the Midniters. My own personal thing, my own stuff. I don't put my family stuff on there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'll tell you what I've learned about that. I've got a chance to know a lot about my fans and people who love the group, because when they friend me, I can check. Oh, look at that story! Wow, it connects me with the people, because
That's
it's all
right.
about blood connection.
That's right.
For me,
Sangre.
yes, sangre que sangre preciosa,
Yeah.
precious blood. And so I'm getting a little sentido now, but I got Manuel Martinez next to me here from M&M Productions.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
we go on to Chicano Power, I want to let you know that I formed a new business relationship with Manuel Martinez, who's incidentally one of the producers of this show here.
Sure is.
We have a whole new line of Midnighter merchandise. Bobby D said paraphernalia. I said, don't use that word. Midnighter paraphernalia? No. That's got to work. Merchandise. He told me that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a new line of T-shirts that Manuel and I designed. We've got great fedora hats with the Midnighters and rhinestones on the side, looking really cool for women and men. We've got women's tank tops. We've got a brand new Midnighters shirt that we're designing right now.
There you go.
Manuel's
right
showing
there.
it off right now. It has the Midnighters in the back and lovely beads and rhinestones and
Some of
music.
that bling bling.
Bling bling.
So we're getting started. So when you guys come to the show on Saturday, we're gonna on
Friday.
Friday
night.
Friday.
The 11th, January 11th.
January 11th.
January 11th.
That's right.
Is that a Saturday or a Friday?
That's a
Friday
Friday.
It's a Friday.
Friday. We're gonna have a whole new line of stuff. We'll be showing stuff on stage too, and just to let you know. And also we'll be doing a lot of major concerts this year with Manuel. Manuel has a production company. I have a production company. We're joining some forces here, and you'll see a lot of the Latin legends being offered to our Chicano public through M&M Productions, as well as myself. I have a company called Balloon of Entertainment. Rudy Salas has his company, but we're all joining forces, and that's really something that I encourage all Latinos, Chicanos, join forces. Look for ways to see how you can make it happen, rather than, hey man, this is mine, this is yours. No, it's
Yeah,
ours.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right. Okay. So, Chicano power.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it is.
Let's get
That's
into
what
it.
it is.
Let's get into that. Jimmy Espinoza, Manuel Martinez, Randy G.
Yeah, listen, I just wanted to give a shout out. This is Manuel Martinez with M&M Records. And this is Manuel Martinez with M&M Records. I just wanted to give a shout out to my guys, Danny, Hector, and Alfred. They've been doing a lot of work, and we're going to be doing a lot of shows this year. So I just wanted to give a shout out, telling them thanks for everything.
Wow, that's good.
That's
Yeah,
good
and I
right
also
there.
wanted to say Manuel's really a pleasure to work with, and we're having a lot of fun. He has better sideburns than I do.
Well, you know, I have something to say, Jimmy. Last year,
Don't be jealous.
we had an event last year, Jimmy, in April, which was a United Car Show and concert, and you came out there, and I was never able to thank you for coming out there and doing what you did. I really appreciate that. We were so busy, it was kind of hectic, and you left before I could see you, so I wanted to say that on the air. Thank you very much for what you did for coming out there.
Yeah, we had a
Definitely
great.
appreciate that.
You were hosting Angel.
Angel Baby was there, Rocky Padilla,
And then the Twins show.
and Jose and Angel
Yes,
from
yes.
Twin Talk. Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Twins, if you're listening, eat your heart out. Okay. We love you guys. You guys doing an awesome job.
That's right.
I'll be back again so we can talk. We always
Oh,
have
yeah.
a wonderful time.
Doors open. This is home base for you, brother.